Welcome back to Mindcast with Dee, everyone. I'm Dee, and today we're diving into a burnout reset. How to finally switch off when you're always on. Let me start with this. What if the real reason you can't relax isn't your schedule, but your identity? What if being busy has quietly become who you are? That's a bit uncomfortable, right? But stay with me, because today we're unpacking how to actually break that cycle.
Hi, I'm Will, and I'm really excited to see what behind-the-scenes insights we'll uncover today. That opening already hit a nerve, because I think a lot of people wear busyness like a badge of honor, and then wonder why they feel empty when things slow down. It's almost like we've forgotten how to just exist without doing. So yeah, I'm ready to dig into this.
Exactly. Let's set this up quickly. Burnout isn't just about working too much. It's about never mentally clocking out. Even when you're resting, your brain is still running tabs in the background. And over time, that constant on state drains you more than actual work does. This matters because people are burning out faster than they can recover.
And the tricky part is, it's not always obvious. You can be lying on your couch, scrolling, and still feel exhausted. That's not rest. That's distraction. Real switching off is deeper, and honestly, a lot of us have lost the skill. It's like we forgot where the off button even is.
That reminds me of something personal. I had this phase where I'd finish work, but immediately start thinking about the next day. Emails, deadlines, conversations. Even during dinner, my mind was somewhere else. And I'd tell myself, I rested today. But I felt worse the next morning. That's when I realized I wasn't actually switching off.
I've had that too. For me, it showed up as this constant low-level tension, like I couldn't fully relax even during weekends. And the scary part? It started feeling normal. That's when burnout becomes dangerous. When exhaustion feels like your baseline. You don't even question it anymore.
So let's get into the heart of it. Why is switching off so hard? I think part of it is control. When you're always on, you feel productive, needed, in charge. Letting go can feel like losing that control. But ironically, holding on too tightly is what burns you out.
Yeah, and there's also the fear factor. If I stop, will things fall apart? Will I fall behind? That fear keeps people mentally hooked into work even when they're physically away from it. It's not just about workload. It's about mindset.
All right, let's make this practical. Tip number 1, create a hard end-of-day ritual. Not just closing your laptop, but signaling to your brain that work is done. That could be a walk, a shower, or even writing down tomorrow's tasks. The key is consistency.
Tip 2, reduce microstimulation. Constant notifications, scrolling, background noise. It keeps your brain in a semi-alert state. Try carving out tech-free pockets in your evening. Even 30 minutes can reset your nervous system more than hours of passive scrolling.
Tip 3, schedule boredom. I know that sounds strange, but boredom is where your brain actually decompresses. No input, no stimulation, just space. That's when real mental recovery starts happening.
Tip 4, separate your environments. If you work and relax in the same space, your brain never fully switches modes. Even small changes like lighting, posture, or location can help signal that shift. Your brain responds to cues more than you think.
And tip 5, redefine productivity. Rest is not the opposite of productivity. It's part of it. If you don't recover, your output suffers anyway. So switching off isn't laziness. It's strategy.
That last one is huge because culturally, there's still this idea that rest has to be earned. And that's where things get a bit controversial. People glorify burnout like it's proof of ambition. But honestly, it's just proof of imbalance.
Exactly. There's this emotional layer too. People feel guilty for resting. Like they should always be doing more. But that guilt is learned, not natural. And unlearning it is part of the burnout reset.
And let's be real. Being constantly available has become normalized. Messages, emails, updates. It never stops. So switching off almost feels rebellious. But maybe that's what makes it powerful.
I like that. Rest is a form of rebellion. It's choosing your well-being over constant output. And honestly, more people need to hear that. Because burnout isn't just personal. It's systemic.
Let's bring the audience into this. I'm curious, when was the last time you truly switched off? Not distracted, not numbed out, but actually rested. And what did that feel like? Drop it in the comments. We'd love to hear your experiences.
Such a good question. And maybe noticing your answer is the first step toward change. Awareness is powerful. Once you see the pattern, you can start interrupting it.
All right, let's recap quickly. Burnout isn't just about doing too much. It's about never mentally stopping. Switching off requires intention, not just time. And small changes can make a big difference.
We talked about rituals, reducing stimulation, embracing boredom, changing environments, and redefining productivity. But more than that, we talked about permission, giving yourself permission to rest. That's where the real shift begins.
And remember, this isn't about perfection. You're not going to suddenly master switching off overnight. It's a practice. The goal is progress, not a complete reset in one day.
Exactly. Start small, stay consistent, and be patient with yourself. Your brain needs time to relearn how to rest. But once it does, everything else starts to feel lighter.
And honestly, life feels fuller when you're not constantly running on empty. You notice more, enjoy more, and think more clearly. That's what we're aiming for.
Couldn't have said it better. Thanks for spending this time with us. Catch you in the next one.